Okay, so let's just jump right in. You know that feeling that's kind of everywhere right now? It's this like low hum of anger you can almost hear, whether you're in a big city or a small town. And it's not really about left or right? It's this deep gut feeling that the system isn't just tough, it feels fundamentally unfair.
And this quote, man, it just nails it, doesn't it? The gnawing, visceral sensation that the game is not just hard, but rigged. That's it right there. It's not just about money or jealousy. It's that gut punch, that primal scream inside that says, hey, wait a minute, the rules are different for them. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So, you hear the usual explanations, right? It's about inequality, the gap between rich and poor. And the solutions are always the same old song and dance: tax the rich, don't tax the rich. But here's the thing: what if all that is missing the point completely? What if this anger we're all feeling isn't really about inequality at all? What if it's about something way, way deeper? Okay, get this. The big idea here is that the real problem isn't hierarchy, it's asymmetry. We as humans are actually totally fine with leaders. We've had them forever. We don't even get that mad if the chief gets more food. What drives us crazy, what our DNA just screams is wrong, is when the people at the top get all the goodies, but face zero of the risk. That's asymmetry.
All right, to really get why today feels so off, we gotta go way back. We're talking about an ancient, unwritten rule book, a kind of biological deal that for thousands of years has defined what it actually means to be a leader.
Now, when we say risk, I don't mean some abstract financial term. We're talking about real risk, the kind our ancestors understood. It's the chance of an irreversible loss, losing your life, your family's food, your reputation. It's about having actual, literal skin in the game. Just picture it, right? A small tribe huddled around a fire. When you hear a sound in the dark, who's the leader? It's not just the guy who's the strongest, it's the one who stands up first and walks towards the danger. That was the deal. You get the best piece of the mammoth, sure, but you're also the first one to face the saber-toothed tiger. You were the group's shield. And this table breaks it down perfectly. Look at the top, the leader. Maximum status, maximum reward. But, and this is everything, they also take on the maximum risk. Now look at the bottom. The followers get less, but they also risk less. See how that works? It's not equal, but it feels fair because it's symmetrical. The reward matches the danger. Think about those old phrases, like the captain goes down with the ship. That wasn't just a nice idea, it was the expectation. The king who leads the charge into battle, he's not just being a hero, he's proving he deserves to be king. He's showing everyone, my life is on the line just like yours. That's symmetry. That's what our gut tells us is justice. Okay, so fast forward to today, because somewhere along the line, we shattered that deal. Our complex modern world has created all these clever ways to separate power from risk. We've completely broken that ancient biological contract. And what we're left with is this kind of artificial leadership. We pick leaders today not because they'll face the tiger, but because they have the right MBA, they're smooth talkers, and they know how to navigate a bureaucracy. They get the big office and the fancy title, but they are missing the single most important part: any real personal downside if they screw up. And this comparison just lays it all out, doesn't it? Back then, the captain goes down with the ship. Simple. Today, the CEO tanks the company and walks away with a golden parachute. Back then, the noble led the charge. Today, the war hawk cheers for a war from a cushy office in a think tank. The difference is just staggering. And here are some real-world examples of how they do it. This is the heart of that rigged feeling we talked about. A CEO blows up a company, but hey, he gets a massive bonus. A politician votes for a war that other people's kids are gonna fight. See the pattern? They've perfected the art of keeping the profits and socializing the losses. The rewards flow up, the risk flows down. And this is what it looks like today. This table is the complete opposite of the first one we saw. It's totally inverted. The modern elite? Maximum reward, maximum status. But look at the risk column. It's zero, or pretty damn close to it. And the rest of us? We're left holding the bag. We take on the maximum risk from their bad decisions for rewards that are barely moving. What you end up with is something the source material calls a hierarchy of cowardice, and that is such a powerful phrase. It's a system where the path to the top isn't for the brave, it's for the people who are experts at dodging consequences. Success isn't about taking a stand, it's about making sure you can't be blamed when things go wrong. Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a big one. So, what do we do about it? Well, it all starts with changing how we even think about justice. We have to stop looking at it through the old political lenses and start using this new, powerful idea of risk. All right, here it is. This is the key takeaway. True justice, the kind that feels right in our bones, is simply risk symmetry. A situation is just when the reward is directly proportional to the irreversible risk someone took to get it. It's that simple. You risk it all and win big? We don't mind. We see that as fair. You earned it. Let's look at some clear examples. An entrepreneur who bets their entire life savings on an idea and becomes a billionaire, that feels just. Why? Because they had real skin in the game. They could have lost everything. But a banker who gambles with our pension funds, gets a government bailout when he loses, and still gets a bonus, that feels deeply, profoundly unjust. The key difference isn't the millions of dollars, it's the symmetry of risk. So once you see the world through this lens of risk symmetry, it's not just about being angry anymore. It actually points toward a way forward. It's about finally understanding the true cost of power and figuring out how we can start to restore that essential, ancient balance. And here's the scary part about these risk-free systems. They're brittle. They look strong, but they shatter under pressure. When a real crisis hits, I mean a real one, the guys in the corner offices don't know what to do. The bureaucracy just freezes up. And in that moment, who do we look to? Not the manager. We instinctively look for the person who's actually putting themselves on the line for everyone else. Which brings us to the big, final question, right? If we know the system is broken because power and risk have been decoupled, well, how do we fix it? How do we start putting things back together and restore some real fairness? Well, the solution is all about recoupling risk with reward. Think about it. For corporations, it means a CEO's pay has to be tied to the long-term health of the company, not just the next quarter. For politics, if you vote for a war, maybe you or your family should have some skin in that game too. It's all about one simple principle. The people who make the decisions have to feel the consequences. At the end of the day, it really boils down to this. Justice isn't some gift from on high. It's a balance that has to be maintained. And it rests on that ancient, timeless rule, he who seeks the power must welcome the sword. If you want the rewards that come with being in charge, you have to be willing to face the dangers too. That's the real price of power.